All right, welcome back, fellas. Today, I am going to go through my sound deadening process, and I will show you guys how I'm doing it, what materials I'm using, and why, as well as a comparison and I guess a showing of how effective it really is. Right, so the main stuff that I have been using, I'll give you guys a look in the car, has been this. It's just the Amazon Basics sound deadening mat, right? So I bought the biggest sheets, which I honestly can't remember. I want to say it's 18 by 36. I could be wrong. It's 18 by something. It's 18 inches wide. I can't remember how long. I think it's by 36. But basically, it comes in these giant sheets, right? So, and there's 9 of these sheets per pack, and I bought 2 packs. So I had 18 sheets of this size, right? And I've been able to cover quite a bit of it. I've done the trunk, the rear deck, my seats, as well as my rear seats, as well as the floor pan. And I still have quite a bit left of material for this. So I got 1, 2, 3. I guess I only have 3 sheets left, but I have a lot of scrap pieces as well. And now those are full sheets as well. Like I said, it's there's quite a bit, but at the same time, it is a lot that you need. The way I'm doing it is I'm just like wanting to cover as much as possible, really, without like going super overboard. Like I'm not gonna be like super picky about the small nicks and crannies because, well, as I have mentioned before, the car already has lizard skin on it, so this is already a sound deadener, right? So this is basically what I've got so far. These are all my scrap pieces right here. So I've got the majority of it basically done up, right? So I've got quite a bit done already. I'll tell you what, this trunk was pretty painful to do, for the reason being that you have to roll all of this, right, with a roller. So essentially, to get this thing to be applied really well, you have to use these rollers, right? And you just have to really apply them really well. And the proper way to apply this matting, is to actually apply it straight to the bare metal instead of, on top of something else. So that was something I was kind of concerned about when I got to this stage, because I wasn't sure if it was going to adhere very well, and that's kind of why I had to be really really tedious when it came to rolling it out. So I had to basically use the thinnest roller, which basically gave me the ability to really press it in every nook and cranny, so it really stuck well. In the end, after all of this, it's stuck pretty well. I don't even want to try peeling it off because I'm pretty sure it will separate the aluminum foil from the rubber butyl. But either way, it stuck really well. That's the point. I'm not sure how effective it will be. I'm pretty confident it'll be still effective. So whatever doesn't get vibrations, noise, or shocks doesn't get absorbed by the lizard skin, we still got this stuff to go over it. And another plus is when I run my wires on top of this, so like my harnesses and whatnot, instead of it, rubbing up on this, it'll be rubbing up on this. So you can just notice the sound difference. This can produce a much higher frequency, which is a lot more annoying and a lot more noticeable than a lower pitch, lower frequency rubbing and whatnot. Either way, I will also peep the cat. I will also be foam taping my harnesses, so that shouldn't be an issue regardless. But it's just another thing. It's just another, another addition to my thoroughness, I guess. Right, so this Amazon Basics rubber butyl, it's pretty good. if you're just going for like the rubber butyl and aluminum foil, right? Generally, these mats come in just these two materials, so there's not much else in it. There are a few companies out there that have made some variables or some different materials. So they've I know one has put a heat insulator, or I think it's called a heat insulator, but basically there's a layer added into this that also helps with heat rejection, so the car doesn't get as hot. So that's one, which in my opinion isn't too beneficial, at least in my case, because I already have lizard skin, and that in itself does act as well as a little bit in heat rejection. And then the matting itself also does a little bit of heat rejection as well. So another layer on top of that didn't really seem too significant to me. So that one was pretty much out of the picture. And then the only other company that I know of that makes a different mat is SoundSkins. Now SoundSkins has a really nice one that integrates a foam on top of the whole layers. So they have the rubber butyl, the aluminum foil, and then foam on top of everything. And generally, when it comes to sound deadening, there are three basic layers to the sound deadening. So it goes this rubber butyl, aluminum foil mat. That's the base layer. That's layer number one. Layer number two would be the foam. Would just be like a foam liner all throughout the car. And then layer number three would generally be just a vinyl cover. So let me show you guys. So this is my OEM firewall skin. Call it what you will. This is foam. This is foam. This is what I'm talking about. So this is foam, and then this is the vinyl stuff I was talking about. So what the foam does, it's another pad. It's another layer of insulation and cushion. So noises are a lot more dampened, whether it be inside or outside. And then the vinyl is just another layer on top that makes it that much harder for sounds, noise, and heat to penetrate. Although the foam and the vinyl don't do as much of a difference as the aluminum foil and rubber butyl does, the rubber butyl and aluminum foil already does a lot of the work, given that it goes directly on the metal. The foam, I would say, is about the only other truly beneficial one if you're going for a good sound system, and if you're having a lot of wiring that's going to be on that car. So instead of sounding like what it sounded like in the car when I was scratching it with that screwdriver, it'll sound even less noticeable than that, if that makes any sense. And to show you guys a comparison of what this regular Schmojo Amazon Basics is to the premium top tier sound matting, I happen to get 2 rolls of this shit. Now, mind you, this is the most expensive sound deadening on the market, and it's like that for a reason. I can definitely vouch for it because I can already tell the quality difference. Now let me say this: if you're going for the regular basic sound deadening experience, and you just want to get the cheapest, the greatest bang for your buck, by all means, get the Amazon Basics. It does incredible. I can show you guys. I actually have a video, but I will show you guys real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. This is just a blank piece of metal. This is actually pretty thick compared to like what I'm putting everything on. This is like double or triple the thickness. So that being said, this won't work as efficiently on this. But let me just show you how much a piece of metal will ring, vibrations, whatever. So really high noise, really a lot of noise, a lot of vibration, a lot of resonance. Just grab I just have a scrap piece right here. Pull the adhesive back off. And I'm just gonna freaking slap it right on. So just, and then now you do have to apply it like really well. So just a roller, just to roll it out, nice and easy on it. Okay. Now let's see what the difference is. Let me grab it the same way. Oh shit, I almost dropped it. But you notice how there's not really anything? That's what this stuff does. It kills the vibrations, so wind noise, road noise, bumps, whatever, it will absorb most of the shock, of the sound shock. So it's gonna sound a lot nicer, a lot more sturdy, a lot more comfortable. That's what that stuff does. Worth it, in my opinion. Now, the Mac Daddy of sound insulation. Now, the reason I only got 2 rolls, which honestly is, I believe is only 22 square feet compared to, I don't even know how much I ordered of the Amazon, but it's a lot more. The Amazon, like for the 2 packs that I got, they gave me a lot more material than SoundSkins, obviously. But I'm gonna show you why this is worth it.
Alright, so I wanted to show you guys, this is actually the one that I had bought. This is the 18 by 32 inch, the Amazon Basics one. So I had bought 2 packs of this. Each pack comes with 36 square feet, so I had 72 square feet to play with for this stuff. And my price, I had bought it about 2 years ago, it says. Yeah, October 2023. And my price was $50 at the time. Yeah, $49 per pack. And I bought 2 of them, so my total was 104.96. Now, if you guys want to know how much that is per square foot, that's 104.96 divided by 72 square feet, $1.45 per square foot for the Amazon Basics. And that's just this aluminum foil and rubber butyl. That's freaking sound deadening. Now, SoundSkins, it also has it. They also have that, they call it the Classic Series, the aluminum foil and the rubber butyl. That's all it is. Check it out. Wow. But look at their price. For 38 square feet, which is one of these packs, mind you. One of these packs is $70 now, average price, right? That's one of the things I want to actually let you guys know upon. This stuff is usually on sale. I bought it on sale, that's why mine was only $49. This stuff was $70 when I had bought it, but it was on sale. So this stuff is always on sale. Just wait for a sale if you're looking to buy some. So yeah, this stuff $70 for 36 square feet, right? This stuff $200 for 38 square feet. Quadruple the price. Don't get me wrong, the materials are probably significantly better, but you're going to get pretty much the exact same result. With slight variations, I would say that the differences would appear most in, I guess, probably thicker metal cars, because thicker metal, well, it's harder to sustain or to prevent vibrations from. Anyway, uh, that's not what we're looking for on the SoundSkins. What we're looking for is the Pro Series. The Pro Series is what has the foam. So they sell the Pro Series in a 1 roll, a 2 roll, a 4 roll, and this giant Pro Plus roll, which is 64.5 square feet. Now each of these smaller rolls is 11 square feet. So I originally bought 2 rolls first, and then I thought that's all I was going to use. And then I ended up buying another 2, and I ended up splitting that purchase with my brother. So in total, I used 3. My brother used the other roll. So I used 33 square feet. And as you can see, 124, that's basically the same price tag for each roll. $124 is about the price tag for each roll. If you do the math, that's basically what it comes down to, except for the Pro Plus. So what would the price per square foot be for the SoundSkins? Now, if you're just going to get one of the smaller rolls, well, that's 124 divided by 11, and that comes out to $11.27 a square foot. Literally $10 more a square foot than the Amazon Basics. So you're paying for $10 a square foot for foam, essentially. So keep that in mind. You can do it separately, but that's kind of what it's going to be costing you to pay for the foam, and then go apply it yourself. After. If you were to apply the layers manually, it just honestly, I would rather just pay for the cost difference. But That's totally up to you. That's the reason why I went to with the SoundSkins Pro actually. Because yes, it is very expensive. It's not for everyone, and it's not for every car. That's why if you're just looking for something cheap and for your daily driver, go with the Amazon Basics, or go with something cheaper. You really don't need all this. This is like for competition level or higher, or just like you're just like a really nitpicky person, i.e. me. So what would the price be for the Pro Plus? Now the Pro Plus comes with 64 and a half. So let's do 494 divided by 64 and a half. Now, mind you, these prices don't have taxes and shipping included, so it could be a little higher. This is $7.65. This is a much better bargain than these smaller rolls. So if you're going to be doing a lot and you want to get the SoundSkins, I'd go with the Pro Plus. I mean, in total, you're probably going to be paying taxes and shipping included. You'll probably be paying like $8 a square foot for the SoundSkins Pro. Generally, it's not crazy on the shipping, and if you're in the U.S. or in the continental U.S., you get free shipping. So yeah, um, sorry for you Alaskans and Hawaiians and Puerto Ricans, I guess, and U.S. territorial islands and non-U.S. people. But yeah, um, this is great stuff. Oh, also, one thing to mention. You may have noticed my cat Chencho, the gray one, meowing a lot in the background. That is because at the time that I was recording, he hadn't been neutered yet, and he was basically very horny. Um, and during that time, he had been hooking up with the neighbor's cats pretty regularly. And basically, nighttime is when they like to, link up. It's their sneaky link time. And so he was just meowing so he could go outside, and I was like, nah. But anyway, he is now spayed, neutered. Um, so yeah, he's actually a very good boy now, and he's not annoying anymore. So he's gonna shut up eventually throughout the video. You will notice. But yeah, for the first half, he is quite noisy.
All right, so now these do come in one large roll. It's just one sheet entirely. So I don't want to roll it all out, but this is it. This is what it looks like. Honestly, I like the look. It's sleeker, it's cleaner, and here is the difference. I'm gonna tilt you guys. You guys see that? You see that silver line right in there? That's the aluminum. Under this is the adhesive. And this whole top piece right here, this is all foam. This is all very nice, high quality foam. So, imagine a piece of wire hitting that. Let's pretend this metal wire is normal speaker wire or harness. Doesn't sound that bad. Now, compared to the Amazon Basics, sounds a lot more noisy, right? Check out the size difference. That's essentially the foam sticking out on top. So, yes, it is thicker. So that's also something you have to keep in mind if you're going to be stacking even more layers on top. Luckily, in my case, I'm not going to be stacking anything else on top. That's also one of the reasons why I didn't want to do the three-layer system. So rubber, butyl, foam, and then vinyl on top, because I've heard of many people running into issues where they're fitting their interior back in, and they just don't fit properly, or it's a tighter fit because there's just so much more thickness, and so sometimes they have to cut their carpets, or they just have to cut that they have to notch out some areas. Basically, they have to do some modifications. Some people just deal with it, stick with it. Either way, I don't think it's going to be an issue in my car. But regardless, I didn't want to spend that extra money for no true reason anyway. So anyway, without further ado, let's give you guys this slap test. So again, that's the difference. So you can see why that is much better. So that's essentially what the foam pad does. So bare metal, you're going to have vibrations, you're going to have resonance, you're going to have tinny sounding noises, right? Now when you add just the aluminum foil rubber butyl, you will eliminate a lot of the vibrations. But when it comes to, let's say, rock chips, like rocks hitting the panels, or any harder impact or like more direct of an impact, it's not going to absorb it as much. That's where the foam comes into play. The foam will absorb that excess force, vibration, and it will dampen the rest of that. So that's why I bought 2 of these rolls. Not to redo my work, but rather to put it in the most important places. So, that being the inside of the door, the outside if possible, but I'm going to focus on the insides of the doors, and the insides of my quarter panels, specifically the wheel wells. So I'll be putting it right here, where rocks are going to be chipping, hitting, a lot of direct impacts are going to be. Then I will be able to stuff some more through here. There's a crevice in there. I'll show you guys a little more in detail when I get to it, as well as this side as well, whatnot, and this side. And then the roof, I believe I will just do the regular Amazon. And then hopefully, if I have enough of the sound skins, I'll be able to cover the inside, outside of the doors, and whatever else. I would also like to do the inside of these fenders, because just look how they sound, or just hear how they sound. So my game plan for that, for these fenders, are take them off, clean them up on the inside, scuff up the inside. Depends if the paint, or if there's bare metal, primer it, whatever. Do what I need to do to get the surface ready, and then slap on sound skins. If not, I'll just throw on whatever I have left of the Amazon Prime, or the Amazon. And yeah, we'll see where that gets me. And then you're not going to be able to see it because, well, for one, it's pretty tucked in there. For two, I'm still going to be spraying Raptor liner, which is going to obviously cover everything else in there. So it's going to encapsulate it as well. And that's just going to be yet another protection. Now, Raptor liner, I do know for a fact, is also a little bit of a sound deadener itself, and that's going to be sprayed on the outside undercarriage. So that's going to be the next step, actually, when for this car. I'm going to start scuffing the undercarriage, and we'll go from there. I have a whole list of steps that I have in my room on a whiteboard of what I have to do, and yeah, there's plenty of things to do right now, and thankfully I don't have to spend money. Hopefully I have just enough sound deadening. I believe I will, but I might be short a few sheets. It might not. We'll see. I think we'll be okay though. So stay tuned. I'll probably give you guys a time lapse of me working on these pieces and showing you guys some things. Oh shit! All right. Hope you guys don't mind me being shirtless. It's a little hot in here. Don't mind my boobies. Don't mind my caved ass chest either. It's normal. I promise. It is pretty hot in here. Unfortunately, there is no AC in this garage. I'd very much like to get one. Like literally, even just a window unit, I know would make a huge difference. But in the meantime, right now, I've got a fan, and that's pretty much all that's going to be playing. So I'll probably cut out the audio and just play something over. Yeah. So just watch and see how I do these templates. So I'll probably just be doing these right now. So I'll be doing the Amazon, the blue Amazon ones right now. I'll be doing this. Probably be doing a piece right here, and then the other side as well. So once we get that, I'll probably start working on the doors, on the inside of the doors, and we'll see what time it is by then, because it is kind of late already. But yeah, we'll see what we can get accomplished today. So let's get to it. so just got finished up with the majority of the Amazon sound deadening of where it's going and whatnot. So now I'm gonna start using the sound skins. I'm gonna start prepping the doors, and for these, given that it's a full roll, I think I'm gonna measure them out. So I'm gonna grab a tape measure. I'm gonna take the harness out just so I could really be able to apply it in there. So I'm just gonna. This is basically a square. There's a bar right here that separates like this top area, and then the majority, excuse me, the majority of the bottom part. So they're basically just square sections. I'll just cut out big, large rectangles. This guy, what's up? So I'll just be cutting basically just two large rectangles, one on the bottom and one slimmer one on up top. And then honestly, I don't think that'll take too much material. I'll do the other inside door skin on that door, and then I'll take a look at how much more material I got left. And then, well, actually, I'll probably after the door skins, the inner door skins, I'll probably move into the quarter panels, and that's really gonna start hurting. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to figure something out there. Um, but yeah, so next step, doors.
So here coming into the next clip, I throw you guys into the driver rear quarter panel. There really wasn't much space or room or a better angle that I could throw you guys into. Um, I could barely fit my arm in there. It was just such a tight area. But I was able to clean it up with some simple green degreaser, wipe it down, and yeah, I ended up just measuring out some pieces, cut some soundskin squares, and then just stuck them on there. And you can see that some lizard skin was able to get actually on not only this quarter panel, but the next one as well. I got some pretty good spray area on those quarter panels when I did the lizard skin, which is nice to see. Uh, these are generally where these cars really love to rust. So rust prevention and rust corrosion, rust protection is really important, especially for this car.
All right, guys. So I've got the inner quarter panel, the rears done. Let me see if I can get you guys in there. So I basically got what I could, like what I could fit. Didn't go too crazy on it because I mean it's pretty in there. And given that this is the good material, a little bit goes a really long way. So did that on this side. This other side I did a little better. So I did do one full strip all the way to the end. And then take you guys over to the back side. I just ended up using my strips here, like my excess cut pieces here, because I mean this is literally the rear of the car, so I mean it's not super, it doesn't have to be super perfect, and it's gonna be freaking, it's gonna be covered up anyway. This side I did a little bit better because the gas tank nozzle wasn't necessarily in the way, so I got a little bit more in there. But yeah, so those are all done, and I still have material left. I don't think I'll have enough material for the outer door skins, unfortunately. So I'll probably end up doing the fenders, just like patching it, kind of like what I did on the rears. Don't have a whole lot, but I think I should have enough. I mean, that's a decent amount. I can do like 3-inch wide strips and just like evenly lay them across or somehow, some way on each fender, and then, well, should be a lot better. So this is a little sound comparison. This is before anything. So pretty tinny, pretty light. So I'm gonna take these fenders off, clean them up, scuff them up real quick if I have to, and then put that stuff on. So here we go. Alright, so got the fenders all done. Unfortunately, when I was putting this one back on, 2 of the bolts snapped. Right there and right there. Luckily, these are easily accessible, you know, so I can drill them out if I have to, or, you know, use the extractor set. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Luckily, I have a parts car, or I have an entirely other car, so I can go, you know, take them off. And I'm just really happy that it's not in the freaking stupidly difficult to reach places. Like, there's one right here. I have barely any room to like get a wrench in even. Same down here. There's one right here, which is still pretty accessible, and then there's 2 right here. So I got pretty fortunate that I got, you know, I broke only this one and this one. So those should be relatively easy to, you know, drill out, pluck out, whatever. I'll do that when I actually take them back off again, because I will be taking them back off for when I go to undercoat to do the Raptor liner. So either way, these fenders are going to be coming back off later on. But now we're going to get back to the interior, and we're going to finish up basically everything else that isn't covered. Well, with the rest of the material that we have at least. So we're going to do the door skins, the outer door skins, I guess. And then we're going to be doing the rear quarter panels, and hopefully I'll have enough material left for the roof. But honestly, the roof isn't too crucial, given that it's already pretty decently insulated. I mean, a little tinny, but not too much. At least I have the lizard skin on there. But yeah, so I still have a decent amount of material. I think I have 2 full sheets of the Amazon. Yeah, 2 full sheets, and then I have a almost full sheet. Just got 1 cut out, and then a bunch of scraps. Then I still have a few scraps of the sound skins as well. So I have a decent bit. This is all pretty much, and like 2 other scrap pieces. So I'll be using these on the doors, more specifically like right around these speakers, like right around here somewhere, just so that, you know, the sound is, you know, when I'm playing music or whatever, the sound can be more focused, you know, or more directed towards the inside of the car instead of just, you know, reverberating inside the actual door. That is also why I'll be running, totally forgot, but I'll be running these speaker baffles right here. And these are basically just foam cups. Think of them as literally just styrofoam cups. But basically what these are meant to do is literally just sit right in here, and it'll basically block music or sound or whatever noise that the speaker is playing. It'll block it from going inside of the door, and basically, you know, inside of the door is just lost. Nothing is hearing it. That's why if you've ever heard music outside of a loud car, so like let's say, you know, you're at a stoplight and someone's bumping really hard and you can hear it like pretty audibly, like from outside of their car. It's because a lot of that noise is just being lost inside the door, and, you know, in turn you can hear it from outside. This eliminates that, and it basically redirects all the sound to be on the inside of the car where, you know, you're actually listening to it. So a lot more efficient. It's just an efficiency thing. I will probably have to do a little cutout because my window thing right there, this is the window track, it is right there, so it does kind of get in the way. We'll see how we do that. See how we figure that out. Shouldn't be much of an issue though. But yeah, let's get this finished up, and then sound installation will be pretty much done. Oh, I still have the firewall piece, which I will bring out afterwards, and I'll show you guys how I'll do that. Me and my brother decided to actually get some more sound skins. For one, I needed a little bit more. I ended up finding out that I have to put some on my firewall because of the hood liner. So I opened it up. This is the one I got. So the hood liner right here, it's a hood liner, yada yada yada. Yep, that. And check this up yet. So, mind you, this is it, right? But it's meant to go on like towards the engine. That's the only downside. I didn't really thoroughly read it when I read this because I meant to buy this actually for like the roof of the car, but then so I thought hood liner, but I ended up getting it for the actual hood of the car. So it's meant for like exterior applications. So like the aluminum is like the face of it, but that's supposed to be facing the heat basically, so it can like reject it, and I don't know how efficient it's gonna work. It should work pretty much the same anyway. But either way, this stuff doesn't tack as well as that stuff does, the rubber butyl. If you can see, this doesn't look very. It looks like almost like a sheet of adhesive. I'm just not sure how. No, actually, I am kind of sure. What am I talking about? So I tried sticking it. Tried sticking that corner that I just peeled, and I tried sticking it across this whole plate. It didn't stick too great. I didn't roll it or anything. I didn't stick too great to the metal. Stick decent to this thing, but this thing literally tore a chunk out of the foam. I don't know if you can see this. Like it's faded because it's like a face of it. A layer of the foam got freaking torn off from it. So it sticks really well to the sound skins. So that's why I got more sound skins to go on the firewall. So I'm gonna do the firewall with that, and then this is gonna go on top of it. So it's gonna be a pretty thick layer. So I'm gonna have to do the firewall twice essentially. Have to do the cutouts and all that twice. But I know that thing is gonna be very, very quiet, and it's gonna be pretty sick actually. So it's gonna suck because there's a lot of cutouts that I'm gonna have to do. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but there are like a bunch of small little like studs, I guess. Yeah, studs. Bunch of tiny little 10 millimeter 6x1 I think mil studs, and then a bunch of holes for other parts and pieces, whatever. Yeah, a lot of stuff to be careful for. So I'm gonna probably be cutting these into sections and go off of that. I do want this to be somewhat decent, but we'll see how it turns out. Yeah. Next is this, and then I already got the roof finished up. Everything's rolled out. So we're all good so far. After I do this firewall, I believe next is the undercarriage for the Raptor liner. Okay, everyone. So I want to say I am finished with the sound editing. Um, just finished up these last pieces, these last areas. Got that all finished up. Not really too concerned about up there. I may slap a few pieces on here once I get the center console sorted out, because I will be welding my parking brake. Um, More on that when we get to it. But yeah, I think she's looking pretty good, pretty solid. She's sounding pretty good. Everything's pretty much done on the interior, at least, for sound editing. Now I will be doing a little bit of, I guess it's still technically sound editing. It's foam tape. So I will be using SoundSkin's foam tape, right? And this is their 4 tape kit, so it has 2 of the thin ones, and this is literally just foam tape. So that one's I forget what the sizes are, but I think this is a 1 inch. I believe this is 2 inch. I want to say this is maybe ½ inch. Can't remember. But anyway, so what these are going to be going around is essentially like the really critical areas around certain things. I would put it around the speaker, but I am running already speaker baffles, so that would really be pointless. So with these speaker baffles, it's literally made of foam. So what this foam tape is really meant to do is just to you use it wherever you want to minimize vibrations between panels or between screw heads, bolts, anywhere where parts or pieces can interact with each other and just cause vibrations, noise, or just harshness, for that matter. So I will be using this on my harnesses. So if you can hear that, I don't want it to sound like that. So once I wrap this all up, get my harnesses all prettied up, and I run my wires, my audio wires as well, I will wrap everything up with the special cloth wrap. It's like a special harness cloth wrap that I have at my brother's, and then I will use that as necessary, whichever one, I'm not really sure. And then that will eliminate, noise from wiring or whatever, any rattling, anything that may be rattling and whatnot. So, but that'll be later. That'll be more when I actually get my interior back in, so that'll be after I finish the undercarriage. So that's kind of why I'm basically done for now. It's gonna be a mess to get back together, I ain't gonna lie. Whatever. Yeah, so we're done on the interior. Officially, unofficially, done for now. And we are moving on to the undercarriage.